Hello folks, and welcome to part 1 of the assignment series, a series where I talk about all things assignment. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what is an assignment sale. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, folks, so let's get right into what is an assignment. Now, an assignment is when the original buyer of a property, called the assigner, allows another buyer or the assignee to take over the buyer's rights and obligations of the agreement of purchase and sale before the original buyer closes on the property. That is where they take possession of the property. So let's imagine a buyer buys a pre-construction condo or a house from the builder, and the assignment allows them the ability to sell it to a new purchaser before they actually take possession, before they close, before they get the keys. Now, there are several reasons people choose to assign, and we'll get into that in a second, but that is, in a nutshell, what an assignment is. It's the ability for the original purchaser to quote-unquote flip over or assign the rights and obligations of their original purchase to a new purchaser or buyer. Now, assignments can be very lucrative depending on the market. In a seller's market, the original buyer can make a lot of profit through both capital appreciation as well as force appreciation through the builder's incremental increase of pricing over the course of the time that the building is going under construction. In a buyer's market, there's an oversupply of listings and inventory, in which case there can be a lot of deals for buyers to be had. See, right now we're in a oversupplied, high inventory assignment market because the interest rates are high, and a lot of buyers who bought pre-construction properties 2, 3, even 4 years ago are now not able to close. There are a number of reasons why people can choose to assign, and one of them is, they want to make a profit, and they only bought it with the intention to assign it at the time of purchase. Now, some people genuinely want to get out of their original purchase because they have life changes or family changes. Maybe they need to upgrade to a bigger place, and their plans no longer fit the property that they purchased. So in a market like this, there's a lot of deals out there for buyers, especially buyers that are looking to pick up properties under market value. Now, the assignment clause allows the original purchaser to get out of their deal, again, due to either financial reasons, life changes, or any other reasons. Assignments need to be looked at as an exit strategy. It is there in the event you either can't close on your property because of financial reasons, or you can't get a mortgage, maybe you had life changes, you had a job change, maybe you just need to take your money out for whatever reason. It could be that you're leaving the country because you got another job or leaving the city or province. Now, in a high interest rate environment like this, some sellers may want to sell due to their inability to close on the property. And that's what we're seeing right now, a lot of sitting here in, the end of 2023, we're seeing a lot of original buyers in a financial bind where they can no longer close on their original units. So how is an assignment sale different than resale? In an assignment sale, there are 3 parties involved. You've got the builder, which is the vendor, you've got the original purchaser, and you've got the new purchaser. In resale, there's only a seller and a buyer, right? You've got a homeowner that's looking to sell their property to a new buyer. But in the case of an assignment, you have 3 parties involved. Now, a builder consent is also required for assignment sales. A builder has to approve the assignment in 99% of the cases. There's also deposit distribution and profit distribution. So let's say, for example, a buyer bought a property for $500,000. They're now selling it for $550,000. Let's just say it's still under market value because similar properties are selling for $600,000. Now, because the original buyer has $50,000 in profit that they're looking to make, the original deposits that the buyer has made to acquire the property, let's just say they put down 20%, which works out to $100,000, that needs to be paid back to the original buyer. And also the profit needs to be paid back. The profit of $50,000 in this case needs to also be paid back. And now that distribution of the original deposits and the profit is negotiable, and when it is paid out is also negotiable, which we negotiate on behalf of the buyer in this case. There's also occupancy and final closing. See, unlike resale, you have one closing date, the date on which you're getting keys to the property and title transfers over to your name. But with an assignment, because this is pre-construction, there's an occupancy period where you pay the builder occupancy fees until the building or the property is registered with the city, in which case title then transfers over to you. So there are really 2 closings on an assignment sale. Here's some assignment facts. Assignments cannot be listed on MLS. Most builders will not allow a buyer to put their property on the MLS. There's also certain conditions that apply when you can list or buy assignment. For example, most builders will only allow you to put your condo or property on assignment if they're 90 or sometimes 95% sold. They'll only allow a short window of time where you have 3 to 6 months before occupancy to actually assign the unit. And it really varies from builder to builder and project to project, but typically there's a short window for buying and selling. Here's some pros and cons of assignment. So some of the pros are there's virtually no competition. You're not really competing with many other buyers because it's not on the market. These are off-market deals that only a select group of agents have access to. The sellers are highly motivated and usually on assignment cases, especially in a market like this, because they want to get out of the deal because, again, financial reasons, it could be family. They're looking to get out of it quick. You can find deals under market value. So right now we're seeing deals where you can buy assignments at the original price that the original buyer paid. But when you look at the market value in today's market, some of these deals are $50,000 to $100,000 to some cases $150,000 under market value that you're finding these deals. You're obviously also buying a brand new property as opposed to a used property. Some of the cons in an assignment can be you cannot see the property in most cases because it's not ready. The pre-delivery inspection hasn't been done, so you're really buying off of the floor plans and the renderings. You do need more cash needed to close because of, again, the paying the deposits up front and sometimes even the profit up front. Not to mention the closing costs involved in assignments are higher than they would be in a resale purchase. The final closing date is not always determined, again, because you have the occupancy period and the final closing is really dependent on the city giving the approval and final registration. So sometimes that can actually work in your favor if you are an investor, and at a time like this, you don't really care if the final closing date is too far out because maybe interest rates are going to come back down next year and you don't really care how much time it takes for it to close. Plus, in the interim, if you are an investor, you can rent out the property so that the property pays for itself and pays for the occupancy fees. Assignments are typically more complex than resales, so there's a lot more paperwork involved and the deal is more complex. We use a lot of clauses to protect either the buyer or the seller, whoever we're representing. So it's very, very prudent that you work with a experienced assignment agent that has a lot of experience under their belt because these deals can be quite complex and you need to really understand what's involved in the process. So I hope that helps in this series, one of what is an assignment sale. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching. Take care.